What's good, R&B squad? This is Out of Ruth. I trust that this message meets you guys in good spirits. If you're new to this family, we don't believe that you're here by accident. Welcome. We're happy to have you, and Jesus is, of course, always happier. The word I have today comes from something that the Lord showed me in the spirit and a dream that I had. And as you guys listen to the details, as usual, you will know whether or not this word is for you. Eat the meat, spit out the bone, take what's for you, and leave the rest. You guys know how we do it here. So in the spirit, I saw this building that seemed to be rising up the more I looked at it. So I was looking at the building, and as I looked at it, it was already tall, it was already towering, but it kept seeming to elevate as I looked at it. So there were more stories being added to it right before my eyes. And for someone, the Lord is saying that He is going to raise you up from whatever depression you're in, from whatever season of being down that you're currently going through, or if you've just gone through a period where you were down. He is about to raise you up and establish you and restore to you all of the things that were taken from you. So that's a word for somebody. Your elevation is coming. He's going to raise you up and establish you. And now for the dream that I had, this dream, I woke up from this dream and I felt all the intensity of what was happening in the dream even after I woke up. So in this dream, there were these people, and one person stood out to me in particular. It was a woman, and she had a couple other people that she seemed to be close friends with, or maybe they met at that place that they were all where they were all in together. And she was talking to these people, and one by one these people started disappearing. And I came to understand that the people who owned the property, they were the ones who were making these people disappear. What they were doing is that they were taking them and holding them captive. So she would be speaking with someone one minute, and the next minute they'd be gone, and they would have left all of their things behind. And that is what led her to believe that there was something unnatural about them just being gone just like that. It couldn't have been that they left of their own free will, because all of their valuables remained, and all of the necessities that they would have needed to carry with them should they have been going somewhere else remained, and they were gone. So clearly the people at this property, they were holding these people hostage. They were taking them and holding them hostage. And this woman, she realized that she would be next if she didn't get out of that place. So she started looking for ways to get out. And as she was looking for ways to get out, in her mind, she thought about this man. Apparently, there was this man who was living right next door. And this man, from what I understood from her thoughts, and for those of you who are new here, just to put this in, the Lord allows me to feel what these people are feeling in these dreams and to know what they're thinking. So in her thoughts, I gathered a couple things from her thoughts. One, that this man who lived next door was someone that she was in love with. Two, she was doubtful about him as to whether or not he was the right one, the one that God chose for her. And three, she knew that when she went there, she would be safe from whatever was going on where she currently was. And so her intention was to get out of that place where they were holding people captive and get to her neighbor, get to the man next door whom she was in love with, the man next door whom she had doubts about, but yet still she knew that this would be the one place she could go to where she could hide and be safe. And so she starts trying to gather her stuff. She's trying to take all of these bags with her, but then she realizes the more she tries to gather up these bags, the longer it's going to take for her to get out of that place and to her next door neighbor's house. And so she decides to leave the bags, and then she finds this opening on the property that she can squeeze herself through, and she gets out of that opening and she heads for her neighbor's house. And I can sense that she knows that when she gets there, when she gets to this man who's living next door, that she is going to be safe. It's a place where she can hide out, where these people who are holding people captive are not going to be able to get her. But get this, it was so crucial that she went to this man. I felt it in every fiber of my being for her, that it was so crucial that she got to this man, because he really was the one person that would protect her from these people who were kidnapping people and holding them captive. And that was the end of the dream. So for someone, this is for a sister in Christ. And it can also be for a brother in Christ, because you could be the man that God is calling to be this woman's safe place. Sister in Christ, if you're listening to this and this is for you, it's a man that you are doubting God about. He is already in your life. And what that could look like is you guys may be currently dating. This might be somebody that's just a friend that you've developed feelings for, or this could be someone that you're in separation from. Common denominator here is that you are in love with this man, and this man is in love with you, whether you realize it or not. Now, before, you felt as though God did say to you that this is the one, but because of the way certain things are set up right now, it's hard for you to wrap your head around that possibility. You're thinking, how could he be the one when this and this and this doesn't look like it's lining up? And you're questioning yourself and you're questioning God. You went back to God recently, as a matter of fact, and you asked him, you said, if this is the wrong man, I don't want to be holding out and waiting for I don't want to throw my time away like that. You said to God, you don't want to throw your time away by waiting for the wrong person. You don't want to make that mistake. So show you if this man is for you or not. Let me tell you this right now. The Lord is saying that this man is going to be your safe place. This man is going to be your safe space. He called this man to protect you. So a husband is supposed to love his wife as Christ loved the church. And this is the way this man is going to love you. This is what God has put in his heart, in his soul for you. That he loves you and looks after you like that Ephesians 5 man. And notice that woman in that dream as she was trying to make her escape. And that's another thing. You've got a lot of people around you who are being held captive by their own disobedience. They're being held captive by their own thoughts, by leaning to their own understanding. Notice that in that place, all of these people that this woman was speaking with, one by one, they started to disappear, and it was because they were held captive. Those people could have looked for a way out just like she did. She saw a way out and she got out. So it's people around you. They're not going to find the way out because they keep leaning to their own understanding. They keep stalling. They're not following God's instructions. You're going to have to leave these people where they are and get out. Do not allow yourself to be held captive by doubt. Do not allow your blessings to be blocked by disobedience or by leaning to your own understanding. Even if something doesn't look exactly like what God said it is, God said that's what it is. And that's the only thing you need to hold on to. Just remember that the enemy can thwart anything that you can see with your eyes. Anything that you can see right here in this physical, he can thwart it. So he can turn a situation into something that looks impossible just because you can see it with your eyes, just because you can experience it. But the things that the Lord shows you in the spirit, those are the things that you need to hold on to. And notice this woman was trying to take these bags with her. Ma'am, if this is for you, you cannot take the baggage from your past. You cannot take your doubts and your disappointments. Maybe other people have disappointed you. Maybe you've met other men who just weren't it. They didn't treat you the way you were supposed to be treated. They didn't respect you. They didn't love you the way you were supposed to be loved. Maybe it's not just men, it's people in general. For some of you, you have disappointment that's it's rooted all the way back to your family life, to your family of origin. And these people disappointed you. These people who were supposed to defend you and protect you, your family, they disappointed you. They let you down. And so you're very guarded now, as you should be on the one hand, because being guarded prevents certain people from getting into your life. But on the other hand, if God has been telling you that this person is for you and that he gives good gifts and that this person is a good gift to you, there is no reason to doubt the Lord. There's no reason to doubt him. And the Lord is saying, leave the baggage behind. Leave the emotional baggage behind. Leave the doubt behind and follow him. Exchange your yoke for his, because his yoke is easy and his burden is light. And now this woman was going to this man's house next door, her next door neighbor. So, ma'am, this man is closer to you than you think. And for some of you, that could mean that he's physically closer than you realize. And for others of you, it means that emotionally speaking, he's closer to you than you realize. He's right there with you. He's feeling the same things that you're feeling. He's feeling the love that you're feeling. And for others of you, still, it means that your connection with this man, your union with this man is not too far off. See, he was a neighbor. He was right next door. For others of you, this is your actual neighbor. You're actually in love with your neighbor. That's what it is. So it's different things for different people. But the one thing is this man is your safe space. Don't you ever doubt it. God sent this man to protect you. The first place that woman thought about going, and she was so sure. She was so sure that when she got there, I felt her certainty that when she got there, that whatever was going on at that property where she currently was, it was not going to touch her when she got to this man's house. It was not going to be able to touch her or come near her when she got to this man's house. This man has been called to protect you, to love you and protect you and defend you. And as long as you're with him, he is going to make sure that you are safe. God is guiding him and showing him how to keep you safe. So I hope that this message blessed someone. I love you guys. I will be back with another word as soon as the Lord releases me. Take care.